Welcome, dear listener, to episode 53. I'm James.
I'm Mike, and we are.
Last to the party, the show where we talk about nerdy goodness.
We hear people.
Yep.
We're here for you.
And only you. This show is brought to you by Debbie Bricker, our faithful Patreon supporter. She just listened to our Star Wars rewritten blooper reel, and here's what she had to say. Just listen to the Star Wars blooper reel. I literally laughed out loud several times. Y'all need to head over there to Patreon and support these guys and enjoy their bloopers as much as I did. That's not how she sounds. I just thought it'd be funny to do an accent. You guys can search Last the Party at patreon.com or simply click the link below and join one of the many tiers. Mike, what do we have for him this week?
Well, besides tuberculosis,
Yep.
James, we've seen things this week, things that we cannot unsee. And so we're going to discuss them, shall we? So, dear listener, just so you're aware, so you're in the know, James has been sick with fever and sick and bodily fluids. So I thought we're going to do a nice softball episode, just lots of talking and maybe some tears and sharing our emotional issues. Because, doesn't that sound good? Doesn't that sound refreshing, dear listener? What? You're not here to object? Okay, great. We're going to do it anyway because we can. Because I'm feeling snarky. Yeah, so we're going to talk about some stuff and do some things and talk about some things we've been experiencing. The first thing that James wants to acknowledge is something about a Netflix TV show. Is that what you want to go with first?
Yes.
No spoilers. Haven't gone there yet.
I watched The Magic of Mushrooms on Netflix. That's not on the list. I'm just kidding.
That's Mushroom Kingdom? You played Mario? I don't know.
No. I watched Stranger Things Season 2. Karen and I binged it.
There you go.
And have actually restarted watching it. We decided to let the kids watch it.
What?
Because
psychological trauma.
Yeah.
Okay.
Screw it. I figured we needed to keep the psychologists in Springfield busy, so we decided to let our kids start watching Stranger Things. I'm all for it. I think it's a fantastic idea. But no, it's a really good season, man. They did it. I'm so happy. It's so good. When are you gonna watch it so we can do episode whatever Stranger Things Volume 2?
I'm hoping soon. I've just been so stinking busy. Tonight was the first time I was able to just come home and come downstairs and, by the grace of my family, just binge play something for a couple hours. And that's the first time I've done that in a couple weeks. So I just haven't had a chance to focus on a show. I'm hoping to do it soon. I'm hoping to do it before the end of November. It just depends on when, because work has been just a piggybacking Yoda-esque thing where instead of training you, it just smacks you in the head with a brick.
Sure.
But Stranger Things. Okay. Does Eleven eat her body weight in Eggo waffles?
No.
Dang it.
Yeah, sorry.
Does she end up in a pie eating contest and then throw up all over the other contestants?
No.
There goes my Sandlot reference. Okay.
Yep.
So I guess they're just doing the usual then. That's fine. Does she get attacked by a shark?
Define shark. No.
Watery hunter. Okay, good. Then I'm wrong all around. All right, good. Positivity. Awesome. We're going to move along. If I keep talking about it, I'm going to want to know the details. And I don't want to know the details.
I wouldn't tell you the details.
You're a good man, Charlie Brown. Next thing. Horizon Zero Dawn. Is it as beautiful and lovely and well-groomed as I think it is?
Man, this game easily gets the best game of 2017 for me.
Impressive.
Yeah, I'm so impressed with this game. It makes me want to buy the DLC. I am currently borrowing a copy. So, I don't know. I don't want to get the DLC, but I want to see where else they take the story, So
yeah, I would be tempted on that one. I feel that.
It's one of those things.
So, do you think it'd be more terrifying to hunt one of those creatures in real life or an actual dinosaur in real life?
One of these creatures in real life.
Oh,
Hands down,
okay.
bar none. I mean, in like, okay, we'll take the Tyrannosaurus Rex versus what I think the equivalent to a Tyrannosaurus Rex is, which is called a Thunder Maw. And Thunder Maw, M-A-W,
M-A-W.
M-A-W, is
M-A-N-W root beer. Very
yeah,
good, James.
is essentially a T-Rex. They went ahead and dropped the short, stubby arms. In the front, you have 4 laser cannons on either side of the face. On the back,
Oh.
you have this thing called a disc launcher, which fires kind of a giant frisbee-shaped thing out at you, and then it fires a circle of lasers wherever you might be. It has a giant Volkswagen-shaped thing at the end of its tail. Volkswagen-sized thing, not Volkswagen-shaped thing. Excuse me. So essentially,
That's offensive to German engineers.
essentially, at the end of its tail, you have kind of a snowplow shape, and it can like whip that thing around at you. So, I mean, it has all the traditional weaponry of a traditional dinosaur: super sharp teeth, massive size, large tail, huge legs to run at you with. Only, also weapons.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That sounds scary and no, just flat terrifying. Forget that. Wow. Okay. That is frightening. So if you were able to bend reality and put the monster, I don't know what else to call them besides techno monsters, I don't know what the actual name of them are, and pit them against the robots of Skynet, who would win?
Oh man, I can't answer that question, and I can't tell you
Okay.
why, because I can't.
Oh, all right. Then how about the Lions from Voltron instead of Skynet?
Say that again. What?
I said that the techno monster things against the Lions from Voltron. What would be easier?
I mean, Voltron would win simply just because he's Voltron, and you have 5 humans inside of Voltron piloting it.
I did not think of that.
And
yes, that was a bad example.
The creatures from Horizon Zero Dawn are incredibly advanced, incredibly sophisticated robots who mimic the behavior of animals. So I'm gonna have to go Voltron. Sure.
Right on. Okay. Just trying to see how sustaining the love was. Kudos to you for truthfulness and vulnerability at this time. Right on. Awesome. I can't wait to. I hope one day to get a PS4 so I can play Horizon Zero Dawn and then flip over to play some Spider-Man and some what have you, because I'm lacking in the Spider-Man, even though I own an Xbox, and that makes me very, very sad. So speaking of vulnerability, of artistic creativity, saw the Deadpool 2 trailer today.
Yeah.
Oh, Ryan Reynolds. Rai, what are you doing, buddy?
Everything
pal.
right is the answer to your question, sir. Everything
I love how
right.
all the colors aren't actual colors, but references to other characters. I thought that was awesome. Let's get some Doc Brown on there.
Yeah.
And, oh my gosh, some Agent Orange. Oh, good times. How high are you expecting this to be? Better than the sequel, or as the original, or just as good as the first one? Because sequels are tricky, as you know.
I really hope that they know their formula of success and they just do more of the same. I really hope they don't try to go, I don't know. I hope they don't try to do too much. I feel like that's kind of always the superhero movie cancer.
You
Don't try to do
you
too
don't want
much. Just be good.
don't Spider-Man 3 it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand. Yeah.
Just take it easy. Be you, be funny, be gross, be vulgar, be foul-mouthed, be Deadpool. Do what was good about the first movie, but just, we don't have to set anything up this time. That's all I want. That's all I want. And it'll be freaking hilarious.
You do have a little setup with Cable. You do have a little setup. I hope for some character development, to be honest, because seriously. I mean,
for who? Deadpool?
As Deadpool needs a little more.
No,
it's
he
like,
doesn't.
yes, he was foul-mouthed. Yes, he was violent. You didn't get the sense of crazy. You got the sense of impulsive. You didn't get the sense of crazy or multiple personality-ness or anything like that. And because of that, I think the movie was lacking a little, not a lot, but just I want to see that pursued. You know what I mean? I think an essential part of Deadpool is being able to almost pause in that moment and banter with the audience. Well, yeah, you have a movie that moves faster, but I think there should be a way to get to that moment, to that little bit of him that makes you go, yeah, he's nuts. He's so nuts, he knows he's a comic book character. Well, if they could somehow pull that dimension off in the movie, that would be awesome.
Okay.
So, that's just me. That's just me as a fan. As a fan. So, I Xbox Games with Gold, I don't think it's available anymore, but last month they had a game called Gone Home, which I believe is an indie game. It's a puzzle game. It's a first-person puzzle game. Literally, you get home, and your character is the older sister who's been away for a while, and you're somehow, although everyone knew you were coming home, you're locked out of the house, and you're literally opening things and finding stuff to unlock different rooms and piece together where your family is. At 1:45 in the morning, and it's quiet, and there's a thunderstorm outside, and you're not feeling the heebie-jeebies, you're not feeling the Unsolved Mysteries ish Robert Stack, and all of a sudden you whip your head around because you're like, am I alone? But you get that sense that it's going there, and I'm not far enough in the story to actually get it there yet, but you can feel something building in the game, and the story seems solid. Recommend everyone give it a try, just because indie games need love too.
For sure.
And I know it's on the PlayStation, and Xbox fans got to try it for free, so why not? Another game I'm enjoying, and honestly, this is why my phone is not only plugged into the headphones, it's also on the charger to the computer, because I've been running the crap out of my battery playing Shadow Fight 2.
Shadow Fight 2? Okay.
Shadow Fight 2, okay, so think of Street Fighter. 2D martial arts game, heavily inspired with Japanese kung fu and what have you. But instead of an animated character, they're literally shadows.
Okay.
And, okay, it sounds boring.
No, it
but
doesn't.
The backgrounds are rendered beautifully. The timing of the attacks are very important. It's not just a button masher like my thumbs want it to be. And the music in it is pretty awesome. So between those things, it's kind of a grinding RPG element in the background to get coins, to level up your weapons, to have better hits, to clear it through stages and stuff. But also just the movements and the beauty of it. And you know what? I just got 10 minutes. I'm going to kick some people's faces in and doing so. And it's fun. It's seriously just a blast to play through. Shadow Fight 2. Wherever good Shadow Fights are sold, people, is a fun game and a great way to waste time. I have to be honest. I want to ask a question. It's further down the list, but it's on my brain since I saw the announcement trailer, since I put it on the Facebook page. You play this game. I want to know, what is your impression of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles being available in the third fighter pack of Injustice 2?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it'll be fun. I want to know how they're writing them into the story to have it make sense. Because that's always kind of the deal with these DLCs. They're like, oh, well, Raiden is here. Well, why? Oh, because he's a friend of Shazam's, or whatever the reason they said. I don't know. I haven't played Raiden. I actually don't have any of the additional characters. I need to download them and play. I heard Black Manta's insane.
Right on.
Reckle told me that Black Manta was incredible.
Right on.
But I'd like to find out. I don't know if it makes sense. It'll make sense. I know that most of the add-on characters are $5, so I wonder if four characters is going to be like 10. You're going to get a break.
I'm hoping it'll be kind of like with Lego Dimensions. You buy one character minifig with the base, and that base lets you access all the looks of all the doctors before that one. So I wonder if they'll charge you that for that one fighter, and you'll be able to switch in between the turtles. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Does that make sense? That would be a mechanic they could justify. I mean, let's face it, you're going to spend how much for 4 characters when they're essentially the same character with different weapons? Come on. That's not cool. You don't do that to people. Come on, son. That's not okay, people.
I wonder if they're going to split them up, or if
okay.
they're only going to come in a pack, or...
It just said Fighter Pack 3. I don't know. Because it's with Adam and Enchantress.
Yeah,
So-
nobody's buying that pack for Adam or Enchantress. Let's be honest.
No. If you're buying it, you're doing it for the Ninja Turtles.
I had to be
Let me ask-
reminded who the Enchantress was.
If you saw Suicide Squad,
She looks
you
kind
groaned
of
at the Enchantress.
right.
And honestly, I liked it to a point. So, I liked Batman vs Superman better. Have they been? And you said a little bit on Raiden. I guess you don't know about the other characters, how they're writing them into the side story. If it helps, if you're a DC Comics fan going, well, I don't get it, or just a fan of the game series, do realize that Batman did have a crossover with the Ninja Turtles,
Sure.
and it did make sense. So I wonder if with this multiverse concept, if they are working the Turtles in from that perspective. Because in one of those multiverses, they met.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a stretch, but it could be a thing.
Well, and if you've got if you're part of a pack, or I forget what it's called, a clan, I think. I don't know. You do missions on, the whole point of the game is that you do missions on different worlds. One world, Robin became a Green Lantern, or one world, the White Lanterns are giving people life bonuses, or in another world there's only villains, or so they're kind of already doing that. So that's not that far of a stretch.
Okay. Right on. I'm not crazy. Yay. Awesome. So I have a question for you.
Sure.
I know I'm kind of rambling tonight, but this is kind of what I wanted to be kind of low key, so we don't
Well,
strain your voice.
I barely have a voice, so
Right.
whatever we want to do.
I traded in Assassin's Creed, and I had a few different coupons and stuff, and we got Reese with some of his monies decided to cash in and get the Back to the Future Telltale game, which he says is a blast and everyone should try it.
Okay.
I got Rise of the Tomb Raider, and my free game was The Division.
Okay.
Because I'm like, I at least want to check out the story. I want to see where it goes, blah, 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 blah. I'm not sure I like The Division after the trial. I don't know. What is your... did you get a chance to try The Division? I think I remember you said that you did or had.
Yeah,
or tried it or
I
something.
played The Division for a long time.
Okay. What are your thoughts on The Division? Just a guy going through checking stuff out. Need a crew, pass, what?
Oh, it's way different of a game with the crew. I mean, certain builds buff other builds. Certain builds give your teammates less damage. Other builds give your team more headshot damage. Other types of builds are support characters. I mean, it is a literal whole different game when you're playing with someone else. I don't know. I really liked The Division a lot. Like a lot. I didn't much care for the Dark Zone too much.
Yeah, I understand that.
I just wasn't in it for the multiplayer part of it. I played a couple of rounds with some dudes from like Luxembourg and the UK. We had a pretty good team going there. But, you know, with the first DLC, and I bought the game of the year. I bought the season pass with it. So with the game of the year, with the first DLC, I wasn't that impressed. Second DLC, I wasn't that impressed. Third DLC, I was stoked. It totally changed the game for the better. It was way more fun. It was fun again to play. And then I lost my fire team. They all went on to other stuff. And the one person I played with all the time was never on. And so...
And I'm sorry, what system were you rocking for that?
PS4.
Okay.
I don't know. Once I lost my crew, it wasn't very fun.
Gotcha. So I was thinking about taking it back and using it to pay off Star Wars Battlefront 2, which we'll talk about in a minute. But I wanted to, just wanted to get an idea because I'm like, am I crazy or is this not as fun as I thought it would be? Why am I getting smoked all the time? And I had a guy come in and we were just getting bulldozed, and probably because my weapons weren't as upgraded as they needed to be. That's okay. It's part of the learning.
Well, we always used to joke that the bosses in that game were just bullet sponges.
I agree. Holy crap, I agree.
So, the more people on your team you have, and at certain times, the meta of the game changed, like, for a long time. And I mean, for a long time, until, like, the second or third DLC. It was all about SMGs. If you didn't have a high-end SMG, and... Because for a while, SMG, like, every weapon in the game has its own special perk. So, like... Sniper rifles do plus 120% or plus 100% headshot damage. This is when you get like legendaries and exotics. And then SMGs would do plus 30% chance to critical. Shotguns were, I don't know. I don't know. They all had something different, right? So SMGs had that critical chance, and when they had that critical chance, they were off the charts. Essentially, you could get it to where you could proc it to have, and you'd proc all your gear to give you plus SMG damage, plus SMG crit chance, plus crit damage. So you'd hit somebody and be like, every bullet would be 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, and then you'd crit at like 50,000. And then 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 50,000. So every third bullet in your magazine of 50.
That's good.
Every third bullet or every fourth bullet, you crit them for triple, quadruple damage. And all four of your teammates would have that. So you'd go through and you'd just be melting people down. I mean, melting people down. It's fantastic.
Nice.
And then when it changed... the new meta became assault rifles. And then they were like, you know what? No. And they balanced everything with that third DLC. And it was now everything is viable. You can use whatever gun you want and it will all make sense. And that is when the game became awesome.
Okay.
Because I'm a sniper. You know me?
Oh, yeah.
I'm a sniper.
I know you.
You stick your head out a quarter of an inch, I'm turning it into a canoe. Done. Like that's what I do. And so sniping worked kind of before, but you could still output way more damage with an SMG. And so we all just use SMGs.
Make it easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
So yeah, I don't know, man. I think without a fire team, yeah, I'd take it back. I'd love to pick it back up again, but that's on a different system.
Yeah, and that's probably just not worth the time investment.
No.
I understand. I still got a few days of free left, so we'll see. Maybe I'll just cry over that one. So the next thing, Rise of the Tomb Raider, dude. Did you play the first Tomb Raider remake?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Rise of the Tomb Raider, I'm only into I'm going to say the second scenario of it, of survival of things. And it feels like a lot of the things are better but tweaked, or the same but tweaked, I should say. You do get a little more interactivity with people, which, was kind of lacking in the first one, given it was a shipwreck. I do love the fact that I got to climb up a Byzantine warship because it was frozen into some falls, literally hanging over a frozen waterfall, and had to climb up that thing. Like, it was amazing. It was fun. The only thing that I've forgotten about Tomb Raider is that when she jumps and moves through the air, it's almost like a puppet on a string. The character almost doesn't have weight going forward like a lot of characters do, and you can get the timing and everything else. So with Lara, you it takes a bit to get used to that jumping mechanic. That being said, though, I mean, I've already screwed up a few times because of that jumping mechanic and ended up with spikes in my neck or getting hit by debris or what have you. But I don't know. I like the way this story is going. I'm early in the game, but I've already done my second optional tomb, and like, you know what? I forgot how fun this was. Just kind of taking a moment from the original story and kind of diverting into this secondary area and just having fun with it. That really is the essence of the original Tomb Raider. It's just, oh, I found a thing. Let's do this. Why not? So
yeah,
I like that.
The original was a lot of fun, and I never had so much fun as I had in that game killing people with a climbing axe.
Dude, it's still legit. I mean, she goes everywhere with that climbing axe.
I would.
It just happens to be in every environment she's at in the second one. And it's the metal one, too. You don't start off with a rinky-dink. You start out with, okay, this is the real deal. And you get to upgrade that.
I'd carry one in my purse for, like, carnivals and fairs. Like, I'd... Screw...
Homegirl loves her... She loves a glow light in this one. She's always got a glow light on. Just run around, click, okay, glow light, we're good. Instead of torches and stuff. So that is legitimate.
Yeah, screw mace. Just get out your climbing axe. Don't mace nobody. Just tink. Like,
how are you going to legitimize that? Well, I had a climbing axe. Wait, what?
Give me your
purse. Had a what?
Give me your skull.
People get in trouble for having a folding knife too long. You had a climbing axe, ma'am. Well, he looked menacing. This isn't Libya. You can't do that. You're not out climbing. I don't know if they have mountains in Libya, but that's the first place I thought of because it might have tombs to explore.
Right.
But yeah, what? So that's a thing. Okay, so we touched on it earlier. I gotta know. You have early access. I'm picking it up Friday. Star Wars Battlefront 2. Thank you for that haunting and piercing rendition of Star Wars merged with the Andy Griffith Show.
Yeah.
What is your impression? You've not had a chance to play the multiplayer, right?
No, I've stuck solely to the campaign.
Okay, so just to clarify, you can choose the multiplayer. You've just stuck to that because you want to play it.
Yes. Okay, I absolutely
sure.
can pick multiplayer. I just haven't. Because...
And that's legitimate. I mean, with Battlefield 1, I know that you had to play the campaign first, I think. Is that correct? Am I thinking of something else? Oh, I am completely wrong.
Yeah, you can do whatever.
Mark it on your calendars. Mike was wrong today. It'll be a long time before that happens again, I know. But it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. So you're playing as the single-player character. Do you like... Do you feel bad shooting rebels as an Imperial officer?
Sort of. They do a very, very good job of tweaking the Imperial outlook to be one that makes sense if you're an Imperial person. Like, no one's an Imperial and is like... We're the villains, haha! Like, no one...
And
yeah, I mean, Darth
Sidious
does, but he's the only one. Like, him and Vader are like, yeah, we're villains? Cool, we're villains. Awesome, let's go cut down families.
I mean, honestly, they're probably up there thinking whatever strengthens my
No.
empire and everyone else is wrong. But do you really think they said they're going, haha, we're villains, tee? You think they're up there doing a full Dr. Evil nightclub?
I think Sidious does, or he wouldn't have a rotating chair like to watch his villainy.
Maybe he
out of
doesn't
the
like
Death Star.
using his legs, and maybe he just wants to spin in comfort.
It is called the Death Star, by the way.
Well, yes,
And not-
because you have to inspire fear. Now, in the Elseworlds like comic, they do rename it the. It's not the Death Star. It's the I can't remember what they called it, but basically, it was very hopeful when they rename it 5 years after the fall of the rebellion. But yeah, it's weird. Read Star Wars Infinities, where Luke misses the shot and does not blow up the Death Star, and it's 5 years later, and they rechristen the Death Star. They give it a nice shiny PR name, and
it's now called the Tickle Planet 5000.
no, I think it's called like the Dawn Star or something like that to help signal in peace and prosperity in the galaxy or something like that. Some sort of PR thing to make it sound like everyone's hopeful or something like that. So
No. No. You can't name something hopeful that can one-shot a planet. I'm sorry.
hey, you know what?
Like-
People would love to have the end all be, and you have to agree with this. If there were bad guys that you knew were up to stuff that could harm thousands, everyone wish, you know what? I wish there was a button I could push and that whole area would be like pacified in one shot. Well, that's what the Death Star is. It's basically your one shot, one kill. Wherever they meet, they're hiding. You know what? Let's just dust them all. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm saying that's what it is. I have problems. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'll be
no thanks. I don't know.
All right, so
I like the Rebellion's take on it.
I get that. So at any point, as you're playing an Imperial officer, does she, since the character's a female and all that fun stuff, does she or anyone else around her make reference to the loss of innocent contractors' lives killed on the Death Star? A la Clerks.
Do you really want to know?
Oh my gosh, it's a thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they're on Endor, and they hear a large boom,
Uh-huh.
and they look up, and the Death Star is exploding.
Mm-hmm.
And they all, like, their weapons go from, like, a tactical ready pointed front, and they're all in this cool, awesome formation, and it goes from that to they all just kind of, like, stand and, like, look mouth open at the sky and, like, lower their weapons and take off their helmets, and they're all like, And Iden, which is her name,
Uh-huh.
turns around and says, "We'll mourn later. We have a mission to obtain, or a mission to complete, or something like that."
Awesome.
And they get
So
back
it
to
does have a
work.
sense of gravity. It has a sense, because let's face it, we've always watched the movies from the rebel sense of the rebel point of view. So to get that it is treated with a sense of gravity and a sense of loss is awesome. And to me, it just says that they're going to do the story right, which is exciting. They're giving it some weight. I love that. That's good. That's
Yeah,
good
I mean,
writing.
keep in mind that, I mean, they don't get to go into it too in depth because they have to jump back on it, and get back into the swing of things.
Yes.
But I think we forget how large the Death Star is. But when the Death Star traveled, it's canon that when the Death Star traveled from wherever it was to Yavin, there were people that didn't know the Death Star were being attacked until a couple turbo lasers started to get blown up.
Oh,
That's how large the Death Star is. So like people were like,
I never thought of that before.
I mean, think how large the Death Star is.
It's pretty large.
People would have been like, wait, why did that hallway just explode? Why did that mouse droid run past my feet? Are we being attacked? Oh, we're being attacked.
Well,
Like the alarms
are those
going
klaxons?
Yeah.
I thought it was my alarm clock. Is that a klaxon? That's so weird. Yeah,
Precisely.
that is crazy. I never even put that into perspective. Thank you for that, James. What
No
an
problem, man.
interesting tidbit. Wow, good call. So I look forward to picking this up and playing it. How much disk space is on this thing, James?
I don't know.
Okay. Oh, you got it on your 3 terabyte. Okay.
Yep, I did straight digital so that I would get it as soon as humanly possible. I got the Elite Trooper edition for $80
I did.
so that I would get all the stuff. And at first I was like, wait a minute, all this crap is for classes I don't even play in multiplayer. This sucks. And then I got 2 things for 2 classes that I will play with, and I will destroy people's faces.
Wow, you got a face destroyer. That's awesome. What?
I play as a heavy trooper, and one of the things the heavy trooper can do is pop a shield that goes around. Essentially, it's like a Spartan shield, only your barrel is through the middle of it, and you can see through it.
I love that in the demo. And honestly, that's your character's new name is Papa Shield. I like that.
And mine now has 30% more health.
Ooh, Papa Shield is
Yeah.
strong. I like that. Awesome.
That's right.
Awesome.
The other thing I got, I think it was something to do with my weapons cycle faster when I'm in a Rebel A-Wing.
Okay. That's good. Possibly faster cooldown, maybe, or...
Something like that,
okay.
sure.
Cool. Okay, so I face a dilemma, kind sir. I need your guidance. So, Mom and Dad were up here this past weekend, and they just... For those that don't know, dear listener, Christmas is after Thanksgiving. I will not see my family Thanksgiving because I work for a imperial like company, and because of it, I won't see people. So Mom and Dad decided to bless us with money to get ourselves gifts because they're getting older and shopping for all of these people is just tiring. And I have
screw that.
No idea what I want to get for Christmas. I have no idea. What are your thoughts on this, James? I mean, I've got a few okay, that would be cool, but nothing's really, yes, this thing. Anything? Any thoughts?
I mean... I don't know, man. I gotta know a budget. Like, you can't lay that on me. My mind immediately goes to actual lightsaber, or
okay, within the realm of possibility. I mean, like, you got $50. What are you gonna blow it on? Type things.
Okay, $50.
We're not talking. Ooh, you have $3 billion. This is our parents. Come on, man. Come on, buddy.
I've been surprised before.
No, $3 billion. What? You've seen their house. There's not like a bat cave under it and like Scrooge McDuck's vault behind that. That's not happening.
$50.
That would be cool.
Well, if you lived where I live, if I had $50, I would probably either go get acupuncture and adjustment or a massage from the Hip Joint, a local Springfield business. But I don't know what you have up there.
That is true. I do have access to some sacrocranial adjustments or acupuncture. I could go get. I probably need to go get my everything put back into place. I don't know, and it's not like I'm overwhelmed. It's just like everything's kind of, hey, what about this? I'm just not settled on anything. It's like first time in a while. It's like I don't know what I'm going to use. I mean, I've got games on my thing that I still haven't finished Mass Effect Andromeda yet. Don't really know when I'm going to. But it's kind of like, oh, okay. It's like everything's just nothing's really like yes, this thing. It's all kind of well, I can. You know what I mean? I'm kind of just there.
Gotcha.
Insightful.
I mean, I don't know, man. 50 is right on that line. Like, I would typically go, like, pick up a game that I want, but I'm the same boat as you. Like, I kind of have everything that I want right now.
Yeah.
It's not it's not nearly enough to go buck wild on anything. I would typically throw it with $10 and go get like an hour-long massage because that's what I do.
Yeah. I understand that.
Gotta recoup.
Yeah, I feel that. I do. I don't know. I mean, we're getting ideas for the kids for Christmas and what have you, and they've got some interesting ones, interesting ideas for themselves. Naomi's been the biggest trip because it's like, wait, you went what? So that's been fun. But
now I gotta know what she asked for.
Just kind of little bits of everything. But the best thing is, like, she'll start talking about superheroes. She loves DC superheroes because they're featuring the cartoon features basically all of the DC Comics females, but in a easily accessible 5-year-old to 9-year-old format. That is to say, not really showing a lot of skin, thank God. So she's loving that. But the line she says the most, it's not, oh, but I really love Wonder Woman. It's, she always says, but I don't have katana. And she knows she doesn't have katana. The line she says out over everything else is she'll say something, say it's about Batgirl, and Batgirl has this, but I don't like Batman because he's cranky. It's like, what? Okay, cool. Right on.
Gotcha.
That's it, every time, but he's cranky. But I don't like him because ... And then just whatever she says. It's awesome. If you are looking, sir, for a easy family gift thing and you want to help with geography a little bit, for $10 at Target we found a quick and easy board game called Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego?
Nice.
It's basically Clue with no game board. And the way you play it, you just kind of search through stuff and you have a die and you figure out loot or location. You basically pair the loot with the location. So maybe the Statue of Liberty torch was stolen from New York City. So you get that location information. So a little geography going on. And the goal is to eventually narrow it down to what loot and what location Carmen Sandiego stole from and issued a warrant for her arrest and finding her through the cards. So it kind of teaches a little bit of deductive reasoning, teaches a little bit of geography, and for $10 it was a fun hour and we all had a blast with it. And the game booklet, when you pull the tab and you open it up, you actually hear the original version of Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? You actually hear that in this weird digitized version. So that's kind of fun.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, dear listener, we're going to wind it down because I hear James's voice is squeaking just a tad, and I can tell he's winding down, and there's laundry to do because dads. But, what are you guys looking forward to play? What character do you want to see an Injustice to? Do you think we should be able to have a downloadable for free because EA says, whoops, I'm sorry, Mace Windu Kill 'Em All pack? Because why not? That would be amazing for Battlefront 2. Or for Battlefield 1. I don't know. Choose it. Maybe he fell out of a time loop. You can catch us on Facebook at Last the Party. We have a group there that we talk about and everything. We have an Instagram account at last_2_the_party. We have a Twitter page at last2theparty. We have an email account that you can email for all your fun questions, last2theparty@gmail.com. Don't forget the number 2, dear listener, because there's 2 Perry brothers, and let's face it, now we don't have to clarify every time. Just type in, make sure you have the 2 in there, and you got us for everybody, anywhere else, and all that fun stuff. James, anything else before we leave this dear listener alone?
Dear listener, if you spoil Justice League or the campaign to Star Wars Battlefront 2, or if you ruin the end of Horizon Zero Dawn for my brother, I will find you, I will burn your house down, and I will laugh while I do it. Yeah.
Dude, that was dark. Uh-huh. Dark.
It's only dark if I'm kidding.
Okay, well, for the last...
Don't ruin Justice League! Don't be a jerk on the internet.
Mike.
I've been James.
We've been Last of the Party. Make sure you hide your animals, dear listener, and we'll be here same bat time Sam Bat channel, please get your house insured and maybe step up Neighborhood Watch a bit. See you next time, dear listener, I hope.
Bye.